What is up, guys? Evan Aldo here. Welcome back to the channel. Wanted to give you guys an update on the markets right now. Show you guys one of the latest trades right here. Bitcoin along a nice 7K. I mean, I added to this position risk-free twice so far. So it's just a completely risk-free trade at this point. A nice, big gain right there. This was adding to it, and starting it was a trade that I linked out, with the exact numbers, entry point, stop loss, take profit. I'm obviously not always right, but this was one that I did put out in the Discord. If you guys are interested in the Discord, link is in the description below. Also, if you want one free month in the premium channels in the Discord, if you sign up to any of the exchanges down below and deposit at least $100, I'll give you one free month there. Just open a support ticket with your UID over in the Discord once you do so. And there's the new promo. Check out the new promo for BloFin, especially down below. Deposit any amount and do one futures trade, and you can get a $30 bonus. I believe I put down 30 in the description, but I think you can actually deposit just $1. I'm pretty sure, but maybe deposit 30 and do one futures trade just to be safe. Obviously, not financial advice. It can be risky, especially if you don't know what you're doing. A lot of people just go into these exchanges having no clue what they're doing, and they lose money. So just be careful with that. So yeah, check those out down below. We also give away the $100 bonus every week with FAIRDESK. We announce the winners in Discord too. So first thing I want to show you guys here is a little bit of an interesting chart. Bitcoin versus the DXY. I would argue this is a good estimate of Bitcoin versus the actual buying power of the dollar. And what I did here was, we had bear market, and then where we made our new all-time highs in previous cycles. So that new all-time high was made here. This was in the 4-year cycle. About 5 months. Took 5 months longer, I believe. So this is May of 2017. And then the previous all-time high in the previous, December of 2020 was 5 months earlier than that. If because May is essentially 5 months after December. And from this area, if we do map it out like this, if we do, do that 5 months earlier than December in the 4-year cycle, if you're following me here, 5 months earlier than December, what is 12 minus 5 is 7. That's July, potentially this month, making a new all-time high. And for those who are like, oh, didn't we already make a new all-time high? Against the US dollar, we did, but in actual buying power, I would argue no, because look at this all-time high right here. We almost got there, but didn't quite exactly get there. We got that, that correction there. And now, just now, we maybe, this is one estimate. It was what I was thinking was later this year, but maybe with, the obvious things that have been happening, maybe, just maybe, in the end of this month or, sometime next month, before the Fed pivots, which likely would be in September, maybe that pre-pivot jump into August. So we do know when the Fed pivots, things usually do come down at least a little bit. We do get that jump up into August. Maybe we push towards 80K. And let's look at the, marked up Bitcoin chart. If you look at some of the high time frames here, weekly trigger wave forming, this could easily, the last one we know usually they don't both give you, crazy freaking, what was this, 180% gains, but could this be enough to bring us up to, what are we looking at? Let's see, where would that, 80K, these type of areas, maybe, maybe that 80K, maybe these points, at least a new all-time high could be brewing here. And you look at the same thing, trigger wave to that wave here on the 5-day, things are looking pretty decent. Money flow is coming up in the 2-day. I don't have a problem with that. Daily is pretty neutral, not really telling us too much. Maybe this bull div could play out some more. So we played out a decent amount. Money flow is curving back upward. You got an anchor wave right there, but not a bear div. Nothing too bad in your 12-hour. What was your 4-hour? Gave us a bear div. I would argue this may have already played out. This, little correction downward may have played out. Money flow is coming up with your VWAP coming up. That looks pretty good for continuation. And what are we doing right now? It looks like we're getting a nice little jump back above this point right there, which could be decent. Let me actually look at this in the Heiken-Ash. Yeah, we are okay. We're trying. We're playing around with it. We're trying. It's markets, traditional markets are not open right now, so sometimes you're a little more range bound. But the trigger wave in the 2-hour could be what brings us up a little bit more. Even if we do falter here, I would argue that you have a decent shot of bouncing at 63.5. Potentially continuing forward. And I do think, trigger right there. And then I think there was a hidden, you do have that hidden bull div, which hasn't been invalidated yet on the hourly, which looks decent, potentially bringing us up higher. And that's why I added to the Bitcoin long earlier. I doubled that position. It's a risk-free trade, so just been adding to this kind of risk-free, and I'm looking to take more profits right around this area right here, and then after that 69K. So funding fees look healthy. It does look pretty healthy for continuation here. That's what I would argue right now. For a trade right now, you hold VWAP. I mean, obviously not every trade is going to be right. This is kind of maybe an after hours trade, maybe a little bit riskier. I don't know, trying to reclaim that spider line before you test this spider line, maybe, but I wouldn't be surprised if you get some wicks, some wicks downwards. So be careful with that. Moving on to Ethereum right now, and right before I look at Ethereum, I want to look at Bitcoin versus ETH to kind of see trigger wave to the downside in the weekly. It's kind of in between here. I would go with the monthly, go with the higher time frame. I like that monthly, and I think there's a decent shot that ETH has bottomed out against Bitcoin. I'm going to go with those fundamentals that ETH ETF is going to be trading really soon. I'm going to go with those fundamentals that maybe we break upward here out of this kind of reverse head and shoulders forming. So, and that's ETH. I think can absolutely, just the last thing I'll show you here. I mean, could absolutely outperform Bitcoin for how long? I mean, from this bottom in 2019, how long can we outperform Bitcoin? You could outperform Bitcoin until sometime in, probably not August 26th, that'd be a little bit too long, but sometime in early 26 to late 25, I would assume, at least there, So yeah, and then Ethereum, they're double bottom there. 5-day, form that trigger wave. It looks decent. You're not quite there on the weekly just yet, but that's all right. Don't have a problem with that too much. Money flow looks like it may want to come back into the green here on the 3-day, and I believe this is a hidden bull div there on the 3-day, so it looks pretty decent. And just traditional TA. I mean, if Bitcoin could make a new all-time high, maybe with the ETH ETF, unless it's a sell the news type of thing, potentially making a new all-time high, potentially going up to 5,000, really pumping up to 5,000, while Bitcoin pumps up to 80K. Will this happen? I don't know. But some of the charts would give that case, and like I've mentioned a few times already, I mean, funding fees, there's a lot of people going short. I'm not sure exactly what they're thinking. Maybe they know something I don't, but typically when you trade against the funding fees for swing trades, typically you're right a lot more than you're wrong. So yeah, but I mean, just the next technical target, if we could break upward here out of this kind of double bottom situation, this range bound situation would be 3,600. Trigger wave right there on the 2-day, so that looks kind of decent, and I think there's a decent shot. And I mean, you could even, there's probably some low risk, high reward opportunities here if we just look at, maybe something like that. Maybe do a 2-to-1 there. I mean, you could be really conservative, do a 1-to-1. I mean, trying to bet that we don't, break down from here would be this trade, and I think you got a good shot there. A couple other coins, I do think some alts can do well. Matic hitting a decent point, getting close to that Fed pivot. I think more liquidity is going to potentially pour into these alts. If you do see ETH hit a new all-time high, a lot of these alts people will get excited and they'll put money into these alts. Matic, that big point right there. As long as you could hold 50 cents, I think we're pretty decent with Matic. Matic BTC too. Some of these versus Bitcoin, big area right there, big pocket right there. Looking weak obviously, but nothing's going to go down forever here, against Bitcoin. Except some of those crap altcoins you guys have now. I'm just kidding. I don't know. Some of them could do well. I mean, you got MOG, some of them. I mean, there's a lot of meme coins. So yeah. If we do look at Solana, that looks nice for continuation on the 5-day weekly trigger wave right there. I'm still in a Solana long. Took some profits on it. I actually should probably double that position. That would probably be good. But if you do see a 5K Ethereum, if we do 80K Bitcoin, I could easily see this also making a new all-time high. 266 could be in the cards. End of month, early next month, it's possible. It is possible we could keep going. And then you see that Fed pivot, which kind of ends the fun for maybe a little bit. Chainlink's another one that I liked. I do have a trade-in for this right now. If you guys are interested in that, link down below. I think you may have a good shot of jumping up here. From that point to that point would be a hidden bull div, and then kind of a trigger wave to, no, it's not far, never mind. I mean, a trigger wave to an anchor wave. A trigger wave to an anchor wave right there is what we're looking at. So, yeah, that's what we're potentially looking at, trying to hold this level on a few of these. I mean, obviously the bearish case would be to break down here. It's possible to break down, sure, it's absolutely possible, but I don't know if that daily, maybe if you do see that daily trigger to the downside, that would get more concerning, I would argue. Bull div right there, gapped our size starting to come up. And then, bull div there on the 5 day as well. And that could easily bring you back up to that point and potentially, break upward to 27 or more. Helium's another one that got completely slaughtered, getting a big jump up. And let's just look at this jump up right here, 58% upward. Helium's a decent project. I mean, I think you can get back up to $5 or something here. So we'll keep our eyes on that. I mean, there's some potentials here. And then if we just look at Bitcoin dominance, in terms of if you're looking to buy alts or not, I mean, big point. It seems like it keeps going up, but when you look at like that monthly money flow coming down, you look at the 2 week, and I also want to look at the 3 week here. I would argue a little bit more bearish. I mean, we could jump up a little bit, but we'll see. We'll absolutely have to see what happens. But I think we're getting to that time in the cycle where alts will, finally start to kind of do well, especially with that potential Fed pivot. All right, guys, that's all I wanted to show you right now. If you guys are interested in the Discord, link in the description below. And remember, if you want to get 1 free month in the VIP Discord, Aldo Empire VIP Discord, if you sign up to any links down below, deposit at least $100 and open a support ticket with your UID, I'll give you 1 free month in there. We got me, we got KMac, we got Nightshade in there, a lot of really good analysts. And also, always appreciate if you guys smash the like button. Have a good one. Bye.